Action Park
Media.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another fresh new episode of Missin Curfew. I'm Shane O'Brien, as always, coming to you from Action Park Media Studios in Beverly Hills with my boy, Scotty Upshaw. Dog.
How we doing, bud?
Good, buddy. How's the coffee over there? Cold, eh?
I was a little chilly coming in, but you got this new Missin Curfew sweatshirt on now. I'm feeling pretty toasty.
This is a perfect temperature for the big bear in here, buddy. This is nice in here.
Good coffee here at Action Park Studios.
See, Uppy's still a pro. Season's about to start. Instead of drinking beers, you got a coffee night before the game. Not a boy.
Yeah, I get fired up.
And back from an undisclosed injury, he missed his first match of the season. The captain, Kevin Connolly, in the booth. Cons.
It's undisclosed lower body injury. Yeah, so listen, question, now that you mention it, are we going to be doing, I've noticed, ever since you guys had that poor showing with the booze, it's been a sober show. Are we doing Dry Island for this 56-game run?
Well, listen, I did not take the captain's advice heading into the holiday season. You told me don't go up there, drink a lot, eat a lot.
Got to battle, or you got to work out. You got to battle through the.
Well, listen, luckily there was an elliptical in the cottage, thank God, or who knows how much.
Hit the elliptical,
I hit the elliptical 10 out of the 13 days.
Stop it!
I swear to God. But listen, I drank 12 of the 13 days, so it kind of really didn't offset.
But if you were on, that's okay, as long as you were on the elliptical.
I still gained like 9 pounds, so what the fuck does that mean?
I mean, you can get out in the snow and do some quick feet drills. If you want.
My nephew was keeping me busy. I'm surprised I did. That kid, if I had his energy. And on the East Coast, as always, Broadway, Jimmy Scoops.
What's up, boys? Oh, that's a pretty good streak you had going. 12 out of 13 nights. Was the non-drinking day a travel day?
Well, it was just the cottage. I think the Crown Royal I drank might have cost more than the cottage because they were fucking sliding down. But the only worst part is me and my dad Pitter, we couldn't get the fucking fireplace. We had the flue shut on it. We thought it was open, so the one night we tried to do a fire concert.
You couldn't get the flue open?
Well, we thought it was open, but apparently the fucking thing was shut in the smoke. We were smoking.
That's page one, bro. That's the first thing you do is look at the flue.
Listen, I needed jobs. I know you would have figured it out.
Bandon Dudes.
Uppy would have figured that out.
Who was there at Bandon Dunes to get that fucking fire going?
You should have seen this at Bandon Dunes. Matty Ryan, fucking Matty Ice was loving it.
Are we talking about Matt Ryan, the quarterback?
We're talking about Matt Ryan, the quarterback.
Matty Ice?
Yeah, we know Matty Ice.
Oh, you guys are boys of Matty Ice?
Yeah, he's
Really?
a fucking beauty. So Uppy, after the golf round at Bandon Dunes, Getsy was in there. I was helping out as much as I could, but Uppy got these fires humming for the boys sitting around drinking with cigars. Updog had his head right in the fucking firelight in the fucking thing.
I saw it on Instagram.
Yeah, but I had no gas or fuel.
Yeah.
Let's just call it fuel. Limited amounts of dry either newspaper or fucking bark. I was going in there face first with wet wood, and I was determined to get this thing fucking lit.
I was like, Uppy, you want me to throw my whiskey on there? See if that'll
rubbing
spark
sticks
it?
together.
No, don't waste the whiskey.
Rubbing sticks together.
Uppy, that's impressive for you to get the fire going. I always leave that to the father-in-law. I mean, I'll go haul the wood for him here and there, but he's firing that bad boy up. I
Jimmy?
have no idea.
Yeah,
how to do
Broadway,
that.
you got to
That
lug
boy's-
the wood for sure.
Jimmy, when
You
you
gotta lug the
go
wood. If you ain't gonna start it, you gotta lug it.
when you go on vacation or a golf trip with the boys I was with, no one's fucking getting their hands dirty in that fire. But you got to take that shit on yourself.
Those guys are too rich.
The Updog can't sit still. The Updog needed something to do. He wasn't just going to sit around the fire till. I mean, we were the last three standing every night. Me, you, and
Shocker.
Liverpool.
Oh, shocker.
Fucking 7 o'clock tea time, Cons. No need for 7 o'clock tea time. Like,
Yeah,
fuck,
well,
what's wrong with
that's why you
that?
Not
get
on
a
a
good
guy's
night's
trip.
sleep. I'm in bed at 10 for a 7 a.m. tea time.
I know you're a pro now. Boys, let's put the final wrap on this World Juniors. First of all, congratulations.
Thank you.
Second of all, I think Blue Label might have gone up during COVID. It cost me $300 fucking this morning. So Kev, enjoy.
Should have went to Costco.
I know.
You got the classy pack. You got the one with the fancy box, comes with a couple of glasses. That's what drove up your price.
It came with a gold medal too.
Oh, you must have the champions box.
It's a champion. It's a limited edition gold medal box.
I know. And listen, I went to my boy there at the liquor store in CDM, and I'm like, you just got the normal bottle. I don't need the glass and everything. But that's all they had.
Oh, that's all they had. Okay.
That's all they had, Con. So what were you guys' thoughts, though, on that game? I mean, obviously, from an American
Well,
standpoint.
Broadway taking the U.S. on the money line. How's
Money
that
line.
for a guy with some faith?
That was nuts. My dad told me it was the dumbest bet in the history of bets. Look like a genius now.
Yeah, that was
a good
ballsy.
bet. That was plus 350, wasn't it, Jimmy? Something like that.
When I got it, it was at plus 255.
All right.
I mean, we talked about it a little bit, Cons, before we got on here, and I had the American coach on NHL with me and Cooley, and fuck, I mean, they had some adversity. Canada didn't have any adversity, and me and Uppy were watching at my house. The Updog was, I thought he was playing in the game. He was so fired up, but we just thought it was important for Canada to get the first goal. The States get that first big one. I think Turcotte got it with the tip. And then for fucking 8 minutes straight, Cons, Canada didn't touch the puck. Me and Uppy were losing our mind.
Watching the game, knowing, the importance of not getting ever, the Canada went all tournament without fucking being down a goal, let alone letting in a fucking 5-on-5 goal. And then Obi, you could feel it from the couch, bro. It was like
you could feel it on Twitter.
One goal came, and then fucking we couldn't touch the puck. They were just cycling like the Russian Red Army back in the fucking 80s. It
did look like the Soviets.
Next thing you know, start of the second period, they come out and they get a fucking quick one down 2, and
that was the dagger.
Well, then it's climbing uphill, boys, and it's not a game of chance from there. It's tough.
Broadway, what were your thoughts on it?
I think, like I said going into it, that Spencer Knight, he stood on his head. I mean, the Canadians did have that push, but the push was a little too late.
Yeah.
And I just thought that Zegers kid he's unbelievable. There was rumors that Anaheim had the private jet sitting in Edmonton waiting for him to fly him right
there's rumors that
beach.
There's rumors that Getzlav sat on the private jet.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Get the fuck on my line, kid. That kid's fucking insanely good. Like, how you
he sent the bird and the sprinter to pick him up.
He's like, got your bird, jump in the sprinter. You can stay at my house.
Stay in the guest house till you get squared away.
He went Tom Brady style.
Like you said it though, it's like the U.S. came out ready to play. They looked like a team that, they knew they're the underdog going into it. They had nothing to lose, and scoring first on Canada I think that caught them off guard big time.
Yeah, it was a great effort by the States. Canada, in my opinion, finally found their legs in the second half ups, but it was too late. At the end of the first and second, Canada for the first time looked nervous. They were playing tentative. We were yelling at the television. They weren't really playing Canadian hockey, and it just kind of they had a good push, but then Spencer Knight, like Broadway said, stood on his head.
Yeah, it's easier to play in a game like that, 60-minute championship game when you're kind of the underdog team, I think. You got no pressure.
Yeah.
It's not your home country. You got probably the better goalie who's been tested a little more throughout the tournament.
Yeah.
And I think the message, for those American kids was like, let's just go kick the shit out of the best, the best Canadian. The thing is people were telling these Canadian kids that they were the best team in the history of World Juniors.
Yeah,
and they read it all over Instagram and Twitter all week. And they came out and, without work, they thought they were still the best team and they weren't that game.
I'm going to say one thing about the gold medal game. Listen, if we had some drunk fucking Albertans in that building too for the gold medal game, the Americans might have been a little squeezing the sticks a little more. Broadway if the
That's
drunk
a whole
fucking
different ball game.
It's a
That
different
no
ball
fans
game.
benefited those guys big time, man.
And Updog we watched it together, and Updog, the lights were off, then he turned the lights on, he was sitting down, he was standing up, he was fucking in one, boys. And he called it, Kevin and Broadway, he called it a junior miracle on ice. Now what do you American boys think of that?
Let's not get crazy.
Oh, wow.
Are you kidding me? What's different?
I mean,
fuck.
I think that sort of attitude played into what these Canadian kids were thinking. Like, obviously, and here's the other thing, too. I mean, you guys would agree. In a 7-game series, Canada probably wins that in 6. But in one game, like, anybody can win.
We beat you 4-1 in these best of 7,
Maybe
Broadway.
6,
It maybe
maybe
goes 6 games, buddy, but it ain't fucking.
Spencer Knight can't
We'll take you
steal 2 or 3
4-1
of
and then
those
take you
games?
out back, too.
Spencer Knight, he could have got tired eventually. Fuck, but he was.
Those guys are young.
Jimmy Scoops, you called it. I didn't know much about this Spencer Knight. I will say, Dale Talon, I don't know if you need to sign Bobrovsky for 7 years, 100 bananas or whatever it was, because you got this kid and the
do
Canadian.
they have him?
They
And
got both the
Canadian
goalies.
goalie.
Yeah, so
Both of them.
Their goaltending looks pretty good. So
See you, Bob.
But the big question I have for you two guys is I think the Missin Curfew fans are still waiting for that end of the third period Instagram live feed. You guys just ducked that completely. After a loss, you guys just ducked it. I was down in my basement fucking dancing, and you guys just ducked me.
Well, we were trying to regroup. We were emotionally.
You were on your
physically-
heels.
We were on our heels. We didn't know what to do.
We were
regrouped.
changing our tape, changing our laces.
Uppy
We
was
needed
up
to
and
do
down. I had
anything and everything. to
I
get
had
us-
candles on. He turned the lights on. That wasn't good. We opened a door. We were trying to change the momentum. But congratulations, in all honesty, to you two beauties and Team America. But as always, we'll be back next year. It's training camp right now, boys. Just finished up. We know that. And Cons, I'm a big fan of the Victory podcast. And for any of you guys out there that watch Entourage, you got to listen to this podcast. But the one thing I've noticed about you actors, Cons, is when you talk about reading, when you have to go in and actually audition, it's like Mr. PTO, Scotty Upshaw over here. So this year there was lots of PTOs. Just explain to our listeners what reading is for actors.
Right. It's the audition process. Now, I think the PTO is probably a bit more aggressive, especially for some guys, because even more so now, the audition is just part of it. Everybody has to read. The days of not going in and auditioning. You used to be able to go, oh, well, I'm not doing it. You either hire me or not. Because now they'll go, all right, well, we won't hire you. And there's a very, very small group of people that don't have to read. So I think the PTO is a little bit more aggressive. But you're not going to find an actor that loves reading.
Is there fitness testing? Fuck when you still got to get on the bike
Are they
and do
doing
the
body
fucking
fat?
yeah.
No, but
You don't have to get on the scale before you go in, and you don't have to go on a 10-day diet like Obi
that
before he
fucking
starts.
that scale was my nemesis the day before training camp. That scale would get me. But Con, seriously, what percentage of like actors don't have to read it? Like obviously the big dogs, but like pretty much everyone else.
If you're not one of the big dogs, you're reading.
Yeah,
if your
so
name's not Meryl Streep or Leo, you're reading.
Wow.
Wow.
Updog, you're Mr. PTO and
Yeah.
you're St. Louis Blues. Talk about the Hoffman.
Love the Hoffman deal. You know, I thought when it came out, everyone's like, you know, Hoffman PTO, and the more you looked at it, the St. Louis Blues to start the season off are going to be with two of their key players making a lot of money, Alex Steen and Vladimir Tarasenko, two guys that play, you know, both wings, but big pieces to their offense. So they were looking to fill that gap. Now, a guy like Hoffman comes in, and Connolly and I talked about it this morning. You know, a $4 million 1-year deal signed yesterday is something that works for both people. I mean, he's getting to play on a contending team. He's not playing in the Florida Panthers right now. He's playing on the St. Louis Blues, who have just as good of a chance to win another Stanley Cup this year as anybody. And a $4 million cap hit fits kind of what they needed to keep, you know, things rolling. Maybe they need to pick up someone at the deadline. And if he was making $6.5, which who knows, maybe there was an offer somewhere for over $6 million for him for 1 year. He wouldn't be in a spot where, you know, he's making his team better and his team stronger going in the playoffs. So I like the deal. I think he fits that one-time spot on what's going to be a lethal power play. And I look forward to seeing my Blues go far this year.
The Blues are locked and loaded. We had Darren Pang on. Panger loves you. He's an absolute beauty. Shout out to Panger.
Big golfer.
And our boy Cons, Ryan O'Reilly, has talking about the power play. I guess they work on it during practice, and then when practice is over, the fact that he grabs all the boys, Hoffman, Parenko, whoever's on there, and they work on it again with Krug and Panger.
Torrey Krug.
Yeah, Panger said it's just humming. But what do you think about the Hoffman deal, Broadway?
Yeah, I was shocked. I remember I texting you guys right away, being like, "What the hell is this guy doing with the PTO?" Like, this guy was expecting $6 million a year, but I think it's huge for them, especially with Tarasenko being out and a guy that can shoot the puck like Hoffman. He averages 30 goals a year. He's going to add a huge dynamic to that power play, who's just looking better and better every day.
Yeah, it would have been nice when you went on your PTO if they would have gave you 1 year 4 bananas. I was looking for $575. I didn't fucking get that. Collins, what's up, baby?
Is there something strange about that deal? I mean, am I the only one that doesn't? Is it like technically a PTO, but not really?
So
a PTO?
listen, my
Who's
boy,
making the team.
Yeah, my boy Steve Koulis at NHL Network had talked to Doug Armstrong before and said, listen, he had a verbal agreement that,
right,
but it wasn't a 100% done deal, right? If Hoffman goes in and gets hurt, as you know, Uppy, you're Mr. PTO. There was still some risk in it, but yeah, Kevin, there was kind of a handshake that if everything goes right,
you stay healthy, you beat Mike Hoffman, and we're going to sign this deal.
Yeah, so I think the Blues are locked and loaded.
It's not like they had to go play 6 exhibition games though this year. I mean, it was a 10-day camp. And
there's no way he signs.
How nice would have that been back in the day?
It's not like they had to go to fucking Regina and Saskatoon like I did when I played for Calgary. I didn't have any Wi-Fi in my fucking hotel in Regina. I'm like, I text the fucking PR guy with Calgary. I'm like, yo, I can't get any Wi-Fi. Call down the front desk, like, yeah, our Wi-Fi is not working. I'm like, this is not National League.
Barzell did it right. One practice and then game time.
Cons, you teed me right up into my next little thing. So, Sweet Lou, we give Sweet Lou a hard time on here. Gets the Barzell deal done. 3 years, 21 bananas. The last year's 10 bananas. Cons, what do you think of it? I think it's good for both sides.
Yeah, I don't know, man. It feels short to me. It feels like before long that conversation already starts, and that's already distracting. But there's a fourth year, right? Because he'd be restricted at the end.
He would be restricted, yeah.
Yeah,
right.
So he would be restricted, and they'd have to, Broadway, help me out with this. You're a cap guy. He would have to be qualified.
They got to qualify him at 10 mil, and that's a 10% increase. So that means the fourth year would be $11 million deal. So thank you.
Yeah, he holds the cards.
Yeah.
He's in a good spot. A similar deal to what Matthew Tkachuk took before he hit his final year, which most guys at that final year, when the young player who's still getting better and better goes into that last year, their bridge deal, they don't even show up to camp either unless there's an extension, right? Okay, why would they? So his next home run will be the next deal, and this works out right now for a team that, you know, Connolly, they have a chance to do something. So
I agree. And I love Barzell. We all love him in here. But if it gets that third year and he's making I got to qualify for $11 million, he better be what, a 30, 40 goal scorer getting 80 points a year? Because now if you're talking 11 bananas, now you're talking McDavid, Crosby, Ovechkin.
Yeah, you're on a whole new level.
So they might have a decision like, fuck, if he still stays at whatever, 25 goals, are you going to give him 11 million, Broadway?
No.
Unless if he's scoring 25 goals, he better have 75 assists.
Right.
or 150 kills.
Yeah.
My point.
He's got to be a 90s 100-point guy.
Cons, that's my point to you. As you say, it feels short to you. I'm saying it could work out in a good way, maybe. I think he's going to turn into the player that we all think he is.
But if he doesn't,
understand.
you're not hemmed into this Tavares-like contract.
You don't. Yeah, exactly. So
Albatross.
the cons, your Islanders are locked and loaded, ready to roll. You must be feeling pretty good.
Yeah. I mean, you know, again, the season ended. When did the season end? 2 months ago? How long?
It ended
right?
in
3 months ago. The season
middle
just
of
ended.
Like September, October, right?
Yeah,
Right.
September.
So you know, it's they went to the Eastern Conference Finals a few months ago. You know, so why break up a team? They like the team they had. You know, they lost who they lost. They made the moves that they had to make. I think Devin Taves was a bad loss, but all the pressure's on this Noah Dobson kid, and it's time for Noah Dobson and Ilya Sorokin to jump in with the big boys. Let's face it.
Is that the goaltenders or who is that?
Well, Sorokin is the white whale, the Russian.
Wow.
They call him the white whale. He's supposed to be great.
Okay, so they got good goaltending too.
Vasilevsky up and coming. Is he just?
I don't know.
Is he
that
tall?
I mean, the Islanders have had the rights to him. Broadway, am I right about this? The Islanders have had the rights to him, and he wouldn't leave the KHL because basically, I guess the Islanders
that's
weren't
like
that good.
I remember signing like a deal. And you're
gas
like,
was
I just
too good
He
over
didn't
there.
want to leave the Russian pros over in the KHL.
They're probably paying him big dough over there, right?
I'd stay in the KHL too.
Right. So they finally got him over here, but a lot of people say that's why the Islanders didn't sign. A lot of people say, as if I know, Robin Lehner.
Gotcha.
They brought Varlamov. He's Russian, so Varlamov is like Sorokin's, mentor. They're Russian roommates, mentor, the whole 9 yards. So, but you got to figure it's got to be for 56 games. You got to figure it's whatever 30, 25, 35, 20.
I love Varley, but I don't know if you want Varlamov mentoring anybody. I play with that beauty. He's a fucking. I'm sure he's active. He's a.
He
fucking
showed up in the
savage.
playoffs.
Oh, no, he's good. Boys. Kevin's favorite commissioner. He says the best commissioner in sports.
Would have been nice to see him handing out those medals on
Right.
those.
So Bettman comes out. I want to get you guys' take on this. Has a presser yesterday for the first time since they announced they were going to play this year. He says the owners are going to lose $1 billion up, dog. And he said it would have made more sense financially for them to close the doors on hockey. Give me your thoughts on it. Do you feel bad for these owners? What do you think? Do you think that's true? Or what are your thoughts on that comment?
Yeah, I do think it's true. Unfortunately, I've seen Gary Bettman in numerous situations where some of the stuff he says in the media is a bargaining tool to the players in our collective bargaining agreements. But this is right now you're trying to see, I think, everyone come together. I think he knew the players really bent over to keep this game going and, to keep the trajectory of hockey in the U.S. Where it needs to go. The guys need to play. And the owners also losing money, and most owners being in these small cap, teams and markets, they're really just putting out a product to keep the fans entertained. And we need that as fans, even as fucking podcast guys. We need this shit to go on.
Thank God they played.
And, the situation, and Jimmy, you'll talk about this. We can all talk about it, but it's going to be a crazy year, right? Like we're witnessing Dallas Stars in training camp go down with some COVID issues. There's going to be so many things that the NHL will have to adapt to. It could be referees one night showing up to the game, and then all of a sudden there's no fucking referee. There's going to be so different.
That'd be nice.
Yeah, you didn't have to yell at it. You won't have anyone to fucking
All right,
scream at.
boys, it's the honor system out here tonight. Let's fucking go.
So, the NFL, 18 games lost this year due to COVID issues or rescheduled games. The MLB had 40 plus. So it's we're falling into this category where things are just going to have to play out. Yeah. And right now, we did the best they could do to get this puck drop in the middle of January, which we all didn't think was really possible come before Christmas, right? It was like, when are they going to start? So we're all excited for hockey in a couple days. And I like what Bettman's doing. If it was $1 billion loss, then hell, guys, go play your hearts out, and let's get her going.
Yeah, Broadway, what were your thoughts on those comments from the commish?
Yeah, I was I was kind of trying to figure out like how the hell they're going to lose $1 billion by not playing. But then when you probably factor in all the travel and all the hotels and whatnot, the money adds up and there's nothing coming back in.
Yeah.
But I think like it's huge for the game to continue to play, especially with, I believe the TV deals coming, is expiring after this season or the next.
Correct. This year.
So that is huge for the NHL to stay relevant. Taking another year off, that's just going to set them back like it did in 2012. So the NHL had to play. The guys are ready to play. They want to play. And like you said, it's a big hit. But, I mean, the guys that are owning these teams got big dough.
Yeah, we're all feeling the squeeze. We've talked about it in here. And I'm never going to feel too bad for the owners. And I think I get it. Like, it sucks without the revenue in the buildings with the jersey sales and the beers and all that. But you got to play the game. I think they made us save some money short term if they didn't play up dog, but long term if they don't play this hockey season. I think on the back end when things get normal, some of these fans might have said, "Fuck you, I'm not coming back." So I think it was a good idea.
Also, too, you have some of these smaller market teams, right? So not every team is the Rangers or the Blackhawks, right? And not every owner is Mark Cuban.
Yeah,
there are some ownership groups that their business has been hit across the board. So not only is their hockey team taking a beating, but their restaurant chain is taking a beating, and it's just massive squeeze all around. So, I've never been one to want to count people's money. It's easy to say, yeah, I don't feel bad for like a billionaire owner. Of course not. Do I feel bad for Daryl Katz, who owns the Edmonton Oilers? No, the guy's got $1 gazillion. But business is business. Nobody wants to lose $1 billion, bro.
No, nobody does. But I know,
good for them.
Good for them. But it's a tax write-off, isn't it? I don't even know what a tax. I don't even know what a tax write-off is.
Tell us about your tax write-off. So
listen,
this
real quick.
Coffee here is a tax write-off.
Real quick. I was thinking about Bettman too. Gambling. He years ago he was fucking against gambling in the NHL, and I saw a comment yesterday that he supports 100% now because it's legal. Now I think gambling, it's coming to Michigan. It's a huge part of the NHL moving forward, and Bettman's behind it. Right? It's a no-brainer.
It's a no-brainer. It's going to come to our podcast too, where we're going to start to fucking fire out some sick bets for our fans and have some competitions. But this is the way of the new world, boys.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm telling you, Jimmy betting money line, fucking American versus Canada. It's where the game's going. It's going to create some added revenue for us, and I think that's there to stay. Whether the jerseys, the advertisements on the helmets and jerseys, and the divisions being advertised, that is a short-term fix.
Yeah,
good money, short-term fix. Whatever, it might be a joke if you get fucking Larry Flowers jewelry on your helmet. There could be a laughing stock of advertisements.
It doesn't look bad on the helmets, right?
Dunkin' Donuts.
Scotiabank,
Brazzers.
It starts slow and then it gets worse.
As long as it doesn't end up like Europe. You played in
that's what I'm
Switzerland.
saying.
I mean,
Could it end up like that?
I don't think it could.
I could almost guarantee there was something signed saying this is a short-term fix.
Short-term fix,
yeah. But we'll see. But
do you think it'll be a short-term fix? Like, what if there's tons of money coming in with these advertisements on the helmet? Like, the owners are going to love that extra money. The players are going to love that extra money. That's the way I look at it. If they keep it at the helmets, it's fine. But if you start putting on the pants, I think that's brutal.
Yeah, I think Uppy's saying I think it may stay on the helmets forever.
Well,
but
if it's not going to go,
it's not going to go anymore.
If you look at the Laker jerseys,
I hope not.
If you look at the Laker jerseys, they have like the wish in the corner, whatever. That's about as much as I could personally handle before it starts to. So if there was a high end sponsor on a helmet that stayed, and
Action Park Media, for example, right? Action Park Media.
I mean, that wouldn't bother me on the helmet. But when I
fine.
watch some of the Euro things, I would hate to see that happen. That would be a bummer.
I mean, when I first went over there and saw my jersey in Finland, I was like, "Are you fucking kidding me?" And I was a billboard. I was fucking fat, out of shape. I'm like,
they were like,
I really gotta.
They were like, we can stick 3 more advertisements.
They're like, these fucking patches these weigh fucking 20 pounds.
They're like, Obi, give us a jersey. We didn't know you were this big. We're going to throw 4 more on. I'm like, boys, take a couple off here. I'm a walking billboard. Say what you want about Gary. I mean, I guess I'm not a huge fan of him, but that's just from lockouts. Updog, you touched on COVID a little bit there. Talk about what you heard from our boy Brian Burke, the Good Irishman. Just it has to do with curfew. Yeah. So.
He touched on it. He said, how do you govern this a group of 700 players this year where, it's not a bubble? They are allowed to be at home and do what they want, but they want to, you got to be under, strict guidelines, right?
Strict guidelines.
So he came out and said, teams need to put in place maybe a buddy system where you got one buddy on the team. Obi, you and I.
You're my buddy.
You're my buddy. Your buddy fucks up, you fuck up. if your buddy gets suspended or your buddy goes and does something stupid, gets COVID, fucks the whole team up, you're suspended as well. So buddy system, keep everyone accountable. Now, he also went in, and this is where I think he touched on us because Missin Curfew's traveling the fucking airwaves. He said not once has he ever called curfew on any of his teammates in his whole career.
Yeah.
That's a lot of fucking guys he's had under his watch. Not once he said that he's ever called curfew, but he says this needs to be a mandatory thing this year on the road, even at home. So whether that's you and your buddy fucking, like, would I be able to control you bringing broads into the hotel? I don't know.
And this is serious. And obviously, I want to preface this with saying, my brother is a cop. He's a frontline worker.
Gotcha.
I believe that the frontline workers should obviously get the vaccine. That said, this might be a question for Broadway. Broadway, how many active players are in the NHL?
700.
700?
Yeah, 700.
On rosters? Like, you're telling me they can't come up with 700 There's millions of them out there. Can they come up with 700 vaccines and vaccinate everybody?
There's rumors the NHL is going to buy their own vaccines.
Right.
Yeah, so Gary also said yesterday that unless they do that, what you said, they're not going to jump in front of just people that need them. But
Right,
they may go out and get their own vaccines separately.
They should work a deal to get some kind of vaccines. They're not looking for 7,000. You're looking for, let's call it 1,000.
Yeah.
But there's also there's rumors that players would opt out of taking the vaccine. So how do you handle that situation?
Well, if they get COVID, they can't play.
Yeah.
That's how you handle that, right?
So yeah, that's true.
I wish Ryan listen, COVID cost the Dolphins. They didn't have their reliever in the bullpen. They didn't have Fitzpatrick to come out. He was on the COVID list. That's going to happen.
Yeah. And you would feel, I'll be mentioning it, like, it would suck because hockey players are such good team guys, as we know. And if you brought COVID into the dressing room, that would maybe keep me in my hotel room. Not because I'm scared of COVID.
You don't want the fallout to
I
be the
don't
guy,
want to come in and fucking Obi was out mixing it and he brought COVID in the dressing room.
And
Although
you would be the first suspect.
I may have brought some other stuff in the fucking dressing room throughout my career, but COVID wasn't.
I would have never told on you back then.
Trainer, I need a Z-Pack. Fuck. Hey, Hazy, what did you think about Berkey's comments and the buddy system? It could work or what?
The buddy system, I think, you'd be able to do it on the road. I think at home it's going to be too hard. Guys have families, and I think, like you said, it's going to come down to it's a unique year, and guys got to just totally buy in. Like you said, you don't want to be that guy to show up to the rink and spread COVID throughout the team. I know Boston said there was an article the other day saying Boston's going to do 2 meetings per day, and the goalies are going to be separated because they don't want to have something like what happened to the Broncos and all the quarterbacks have to sit out the game. So the goalies are going to be in different meetings.
Mac
in that way.
into play.
Fucking Mac Ellis, your 4-string goalie.
Yeah, so I the buddy system, I mean, it makes sense and keeping each other accountable, but I think it's just it's a crazy year. There's already rules I've heard on the road, like you're not allowed to go out for dinner and whatnot. So it's just going to be, you might have to suck it up for a couple months.
You teed us right up to my next
But
point.
it's corny. Look, it's accountability. Like you said, you don't want to be the guy. It's going to be on everybody. If you're the guy that comes in and hurts your team because you were out fucking off at a club, that's going to be on you.
Dwayne Haskins.
You're asking a bunch of grown men, professionals, to be the buddy system.
It's not even the club, right? I can give up the club for a 56-game season.
Can you, though?
I don't know if I could.
I'm dying to go back to a club.
I'm probably lying, but what do you do, Uppy? I used to love to go to movies on the road. It was one of my things to do after practice, go to a movie. These guys can't leave the fucking hotel ups. I mean, there's going to be more guys going on the DL with fucking sore wrists from jerking off all fucking day.
There'll be a lot of coconut oil thrown around that dressing room, I'm telling you.
Guys might have twisted wristers this year, boys.
Yeah, what are they going to do, boys? Like, it's hard because, sometimes it's the NHL is a hard league. We know that. If you're losing and you got to sit in your fucking hotel room, in all honesty, Updog, like, I feel for these guys. I don't know how I would have handled it.
Basketball's doing it right now. Football had to do it. Matty Ryan was saying the other day, telling Loops that, he would go into these games. Like, he flew to LA 2 days before their Sunday match, and he literally could not go and eat with the team. They would just bring them food. They were doing like meetings on Skype, and they weren't even hanging out together before the match. It's like the whole world of pro sports right now is in a crazy situation where you can't go to the club. You need to put in systems.
There's no clubs also.
I know.
Right?
Well,
but I'm saying
if you're in
Miami.
If you're playing the Panthers, you want to slide down to Miami. I know this fucking guy right here would have been sliding down to Miami. I don't care what the fucking rules were. But I would have too. I can't chirp you. I would have too.
No, but not even that. Just you fly into Chicago and you want to go see your buddy there. You want to go have dinner with him and his family, which happens all the time on the road. Or you fly to fucking Edmonton to play the Oilers, and I want to go take my family out for dinner.
Yeah.
Not happening. Or just go to their house for dinner. Not happening. Right? So you're locked in your hotel for, the 28 games on the road, and that's that.
We're going to get that vaccine to the boys.
Yeah, so it's just I feel for these guys, and I give them credit. I don't know if I would have been mentally tough enough. If things are going well, I would have been fine. But if I would have not been playing well on a losing streak, in and out of the lineup, Broadway, as me and you know, like how the fuck? I mean,
those days get lonely. Then not being able to leave, that get even worse.
Now what are you doing? Getting pinned in your hotel room by yourself? That's not a fucking cool look either. Like you're like, oh, what'd you do last night?
Probably
I got drunk.
That's what they did all bubble time, right?
They just got pinned
They were
together.
just getting drunk in Edmonton.
Playing cards.
Listen, they're doing this to actors. Emmanuelle Shrieky plays Sloane. She's doing a TV show in Vancouver. They're locked, literally locked in their
Canada's no
hotel
joke.
room.
Canada's no joke.
They're not messing around in Canada. They're not messing around in LA.
No, California's locked down too. So, but Canada was next level. People up there,
But I'm saying if you're on a movie, or a movie set, and you have 200 people, it's not that much different. And you're the person that comes in and shuts the set down because a lot of it is the honor system.
Yeah.
How about Tom Cruise? He wasn't happy.
Tom Cruise was not happy.
He was not happy.
Not happy.
He was putting in a lot of time and effort, but that's
He might have dialed it up a notch. Maybe dialed it up a notch.
That was right out of Tropic Thunder, by the way.
What was it? When he
His
snapped?
fucking blast attack.
What was
Yeah,
his
it was.
character in Tropic Thunder called? Do you remember his name?
Well, no, but he was the fucking.
Oh, but by the way, I'd never even thought about that. Yeah, that was
was
right
him.
that was like the darker version, the non-comedy
ruthless,
version.
yeah.
That
Tropic
character is
Thunder.
unbelievable in Tropic
And
Thunder.
also,
Broadway-
too, let me tell you something. I've been in situations like that when a guy like that is yelling. You're just wishing that the floor would open up so you could disappear because you don't want to even be in Tom Cruise's crosshairs when he's in like that. Forget it.
I agree. So you fans out there that like to go on Twitter and like to fucking rip these players, maybe cut them some slack this year a bit. Don't get on there and absolutely bury them because
About what?
I mean, just listen. If they're playing bad or things aren't going well, it's a tough year for them. That's all I'm saying. I feel for
I'm
some of
putting
these
them right on the
players.
milk
Here for
carton.
actors too.
They are going to get on the milk carton. We're going to have the milk carton for sure. But I'm just saying, I give these players a lot of credit. Like, yeah, they're making millions of dollars, but fuck, man, it's not like they're missing anything because we're all locked down. But there's so much stuff that goes through an NHL season that's hard to deal with. And now you put COVID on top of that. I feel for some of the players. That's all I'm saying.
Our veteran guys, like we said last podcast, we feel for these boys.
Yeah.
Fucking
Take care of them.
Yeah. Playing for under $1 million in a season like this. You're 34, 35 years old. You're just trying to, whether you want to win a cup or you just still love the game that much. It's a tough year. So fucking hats off to these guys.
So yeah, good on the players. Boys, obviously in the States, there's certain states like Florida and Texas, I believe, that are going to allow 25% capacity. But for the majority, for the first half of the year, boys, there's no fans. And we can joke about it, but when you play in the NHL, one of the greatest things is coming out to MSG and it's fucking locked and loaded. Talk about if we were still playing, and I go again, Broadway, if you're winning, everything's fine. But if you're on a losing team and there's no fans and you're playing back-to-back, Broadway, how are these guys going to deal with it? How are you going to find your energy if you're on a losing team to get out there and fucking snap it around? Just pride that you're an NHLer?
Well, that's like what you said, though. Like that feeling when you're taking warm-ups, just like buzzing around to Jay-Z in Toronto and just looking at some of the Rockets in the sections, that's like what the National League's all about, dude. And I think it's going to be a huge advantage for the teams or a disadvantage for the teams that have those crazy fans because you're used to that packed house in that barn. It's going to be really hard. Like goalie makes a big save, the crowd goes nuts. I don't know. You're going to have to find yourself being accountable. Like you said, it's going to be a big accountability is like a word that keeps coming up with this year. And you just kind of have to be plugged in at all times to find that energy and find that gel to get the boys going.
No shot to two of my ex teams that I played with for a long time, Phoenix and Florida, but kind of got used to playing with no fans.
You did.
And I didn't mind it. It was the other team that had the issue, right?
Yeah.
So, these Southern Belt teams, maybe, just going, fuck it, boys. This is like a Wednesday game all the time.
That's so true.
But, at the same thing applies to like teams now. Try to invest in making the experience for the players while they're on the ice with no fans. Make it good. Like Edmonton did a good job, but they, that was a bubbled situation. They put like the sheet over all the seats, kind of made it look aesthetically nice. Like Vegas, for example. Vegas's live entertainment at their games was by far the best, next level, by far the best thing ever.
unbelievable.
Now, I think they can take it to the top again. Whether they do hologram fans in the crowd and like have cheering and chanting, like you would just expect these guys to go above and beyond with the technology now that you have with the cameras and everything in these new rinks. I hope it looks pleasing for the game on TV as much as it is for the players on the ice, because that's just as important.
Well, from a technical standpoint, camera angles in hockey, just coincidentally, I feel works for no fans. I mean, maybe if you're in the building, I don't know what it's like, but it's the least jarring. Like the NBA, I don't know, man. It's really hard to watch because of the perspective of the cameras. Where it doesn't, like baseball, it bothered me. NBA, it bothers me. In the NHL, just by the nature of the camera setups, I think it's the best of the bunch. Truthfully.
I would agree with that.
Yeah, like that World Junior game, you didn't even notice there was no fans. You're still excited about the game.
Yeah, Alpi, that's a great point by you. It does only affect, when we were still playing, the teams that go in there. Like when I was in Vancouver and we would go play Arizona, granted some Canucks fans would go, but better example is if we went to Florida, we would go there, there'd be no fans, Carolina, no fans, Columbus, no fans. And we're like coming out, we're like, this is fucking brutal because we're used to, it being hyped up. So maybe I'm playing too much into it. That's a great point by you. Once there's no fans for anyone, it won't really make a difference, right?
Yeah, fuck it. Let's just go
snap
get
it
those
around.
2 points.
Plus, these guys are pros.
Yeah. And listen, I'm a half glass full kind of guy. I'm hoping that the second half of the season, we're sitting in the studio and there's fans in the building. I really think there's going to be fans in the building come that time and for playoffs and cons.
I believe I will be at the Nassau Coliseum for a playoff game this year.
I mean, when these division games, we're going to dive into the divisions here in a little bit, but when these division games down the stretch, and Hazy, your brother mentioned it last week, and it really opened my eyes on this. These points are going to mean so much. The Islanders are going to be playing the
Every
Rangers.
game means a lot.
Philly's going to be playing Pitt. It could be exciting, Kev, for fans near the end of the stretch. These divisions up, you could be sick.
Yeah, totally. Anytime you face off against your rivals like this Sid Ovechkin, Patrice Bergeron and fucking Barzal now, whatever it is, it's going to be. There's a lot of fucking fire under these guys' feet, and it's the Canadian division, like you said, alone. Connolly, you're going to touch on this right now, but one of those Canadian teams is going to make it in the semifinals this year, and that is fucking exciting for
There
Canada.
will be a Canadian team in the Final Four.
Fuck, that's the only way we could do it up there. We need to
Hey, we're taking our own division.
A couple things.
We want our own division, and we're fucking getting in the conference finals, all right? Because it's been fucking forever. But I just hope there's fans in there. Like you said, Cons, they're pros, so it's great hockey's going on. But I'd like to go to a fucking game maybe with the Missin Curfew crew here. I don't know. It'd be nice.
Oh, I would love that.
Go to St. Louis.
Yeah, fucking right we are.
We are
the Kings game.
Lake Tahoe, up
Lake Tahoe, boys.
Oh, yeah. If I get the vaccine, I'll be there.
The Missin Curfew crew, Broadway, we will be in Tahoe. Our boy Vinny Smith.
Damn right. Do I got to get some ski outfits out there? We going skiing?
One pieces, bud.
I don't know if we'll hit the slopes.
Why?
We'll get
slopes.
We'll get the content in the bag, and then maybe we'll just have a good time. Man. I mean, Broadway, you might have to fall off the wagon that weekend.
I think we bring
Keep it going, Broadway. Keep it going. Don't listen to these guys.
Fella t-shirts right up to the top of that mountain and fucking
just go
fly down as
Buck Diddy.
fast as we can.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, Connolly's a good skier, by the way. You guys know
Remember
that?
me, you, and Harv on the slopes.
Cons, you were a good skier. At one point, I think Harv was in one on the side, and Cons just came buzzing by me. I'm like, fuck, he can fly. Good skier, Cons.
I'm going skiing this weekend, boys.
You're going this weekend?
Yeah, first time since 8th grade.
Where do you ski there?
Take her
I'm going up
slow.
to
Adirondacks.
Vermont.
Vermont, like I think it's called Jay's Peak.
Or
like
Killington. Yeah. Go to Killington or one of those. Vermont's
Killington would be
great
sick.
skiing.
Sounds icy,
Is it
bro.
killer
Sounds
up
icy.
there?
Is it going to be icy? No.
powder.
Powder?
Yeah, I need to get caught. I need to get caught up with some like skier lingo. All I know is like the fresh pow.
It's like in that Entourage scene. Who likes ice? Men. Boys, we got a 56-game season. I'm just curious what the Missin Curfew crew thinks here. How many points up dog you think will win it? And who do you got winning the fucking Art Ross this year with most points? 56 matches.
I love Nathan McKinnon, boys, to clean up the hardware this year. I think what he did in the playoffs last year is a proven. I don't care if there's fans in the building. I don't care if I'm playing against the best teams. I'm the most elite dynamic player the NHL has to offer right now. I got McKinnon scoring 89 points this year, so call it what it is. I think it might even go over that. It might be in the 90s, bud.
Wow, bud. That'd be sick.
Wow.
I love that kid.
And he's going to push, player. You know what? He's going to push 40, 45 goals easy, and the Colorado Avalanche are gonna fuck.
They're gonna fuck for sure.
Yeah,
in the
they look good.
Mile High City, there's gonna be some fucking. Broadway, who
They
you
look
got?
good. I'm going with the American Austin Matthews. I think this kid is got one of the best shots, if not the best shot in the NHL. And playing with Marner and Jumbo Joe right now, there's going to be a lot of pucks finding his stick. So I think he can put up 45 goals, 40 assists in that 85-point category. I agree. I think it's going to take about 85 points to win that award.
See, Broadway, that's why me and you, we could be fucking co-GMs together, right? We would drink on the bird. We get pinned on the front of the bird, and we're on the same wavelength. I got Austin Matthews. Updog, you touched on it. He had all the boys out, McDavid out there, a bunch of other guys, Kevin Hayes told us, skating out there. They brought in veteran guys there. I'm going to say it again, veteran guys, Updog, that are going to take some of the heat off him. And for me, I got him scoring 80 points. And it's Mitch Marner. If Mitch Marner can have a fucking another Mitch Marner year when he had 90-some points, they have chemistry. Let's see how long Jumbo stays on the left side. I think Austin Matthews is going to have an unbelievable year, and I got him win the Art Ross too. It just depends on how many apples he can get because Updog, he just loves shooting the puck. He never wants to dish it. That's not a bad thing though, right?
No. A guy like that, boys, his videos this year of him just dangling around the ice den is what they call it, and that's where we used to practice in Scottsdale. He's out there, boys, just fucking snip, like just short side titty, far side titty. It was
How much
just
fun is that?
Yeah, it looks so.
I don't know. I
effortless.
never did it. I fucking
Playing with your head up, I don't know either. I just want to know how much.
Well, boys,
fun it
his
is.
shot is most dynamic, decisive shot in the NHL right now is Austin Matthews. Whether it's from the one-time side or he gets those pucks cross ice from Marner on like a half wall and he pulls it tight to his feet and fucking roofs it. That's the
toe
new
drag.
boy. The new world of shooting is Austin Matthews.
I
He's
agree.
going to score some fucking goals.
I agree, Updog. His release is nasty. Broadway, wait, give yourself some love here. Our boy on Missin Curfew clips. Let's talk about the no-look disher pass to fucking Patty Kane. First of all, how the fuck did you get...
That was a bullet.
That was a Don Cherry fucking highlight.
How the fuck did you get on that line? And what? That was a sick dish.
I think the score had to play a little bit of a role on me getting on that line.
Oh, a little mop-up duty.
Yeah, I might have been getting a little extra minutes there.
That's
playing
nice.
Detroit.
Though. That's nice.
But that's when hockey was the best. Coming into the league and full of confidence, young, making plays, and then when your minutes start going down, the stick gets a little tighter and kicks off the glass a little more. But yeah, that was Bully. Bully was fun to play with. It was Bully.
Yeah, it was the Bully. That's right. My bad, Bully.
But he puts himself in good spots, and playing with Kaner, like that guy, you get points by mistake playing with that guy. But that was a fun line.
Take the minus, kid.
Take the minus,
Take
kid.
the minus, kid.
And the headshots came out, and I love Matthews, but did you see Austin Matthews' headshot from this year? And maybe I shouldn't chirp about hair because mine is not perfect, but that hairline, bro, he's got to maybe do something about it early.
Going Getsy style?
It's getting up there a bit for how young he is. That's something he might want to look into. But I mean, that's just from an outsider.
As long as he keeps that stash.
He's got the stash.
Who does Broadway have winning the Art Ross?
Broadway's got. You got Matthews win the Art Ross too, Broadway, or who do you got?
I got Austin Matthews.
Yeah, we both got Austin Matthews. Who are you liking over there?
I can't believe that you guys are sleeping on the beast. I think Connor McDavid runs away with it. And the other guy that I'm just going to say, Connor McDavid without question is my call. But the other guy that you can't sleep on, I think you're going to, and it's tough for me, I think you're going to see a big one from Ovi. I think a big Ovechkin's going to have a year.
See, you guys are. I think you guys need to fix your answers there because you guys are more Maurice Richard Trophy for these goal scorers. I don't know
I
if
think
Austin
Connor
Matthews
McDavid
puts up his. No, Collins, you're right. No, I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about you boys. Like Matthews, is he going to be dishing? Because you can't just the goals count more than assists, especially. But this trophy is given to the guy that collects the most second.
Connor and
apples.
Draisaitl.
And I said, Uppy, the only way I think he's going to do it is if Mitch Marner has a fucking unbelievable year. Marner's got to match him with points. If Marner takes that next step or has a year like he did, 90-some points, I think Matthews can win the Art Ross. I mean, fuck, McDavid and Draisaitl, they're the favorites to win the fucking thing.
They're the favorite. That's why you can't pick the favorite.
I'm not going out on a limb here.
McDavid just goes and has like 4, 5, 6 point nights in these fucking the way the world's going with these games, right? It's crazy. If Matthews can keep up to that, then he has a chance.
It's going to be hard. It's going to be hard. And listen, I'm going to give a shout out. Keep your eye on Tyson Barrie this year in Edmonton. He's going to be joining the play. McDavid, blue line holds up, back to Bears. Tyson Barrie, our boy Updog, going to have a big year. Big year.
I like him. We love him, actually.
I think he's going to be great for them.
And I think Ovechkin wins the Rocket. I do. I think he's going to drop a 40-pack. I do.
He wins the Rocket this year, boys. He's catching Gretzky.
What about Patrick Laine? He's going to be in the mix for the Rocket, Richard. You heard it here first.
He's too streaky for me. He scores, but 56 games. Like, he went 20 games that 1 year without a goal. If he does that, see you later.
How many games? I mean, I went 100.
I went 50, but hey,
I went 108 without one. It could happen to anyone, for fuck's sakes, bro.
Yeah,
Jimmy, how long did you go looking for that 20th goal the 1 year in fucking Florida? You hit the post like 4 times down the stretch.
It was like the last
games?
five to 7 games. I was so fucking
Broadway, you're coming in here like, I can't wait.
Counting the Benjamins.
Fucking 20. I'm getting 20.
All I wanted to do was shake UC Jokinen's hand, tell him, look me in the eye and say, welcome to 20 Goal Club. I just fucking never got the invite. Missed it.
Oh, that's not even funny. We should joke about it because you were on.
No, it was tough. It's only cost me like $300,000 too. No big deal.
Did it really?
Yeah, fuck. 20 is like
20 goals.
And you could just say you're a 20 goal scorer. That's not that I was ever even remotely close, but that's something that as a forward, I'm sure, right? Up, you scored 20, right?
I wanted it so bad. I did it myself. I missed 3 empty nets. Legit empty nets. Missed them.
Fucking bad ice in Florida. And the puck bounced on you or something. Must have been the fucking bad ice.
It's too nice out.
Yeah, you were spending too much time at Uppy's house. That's why you fucking did.
That's why the pool with the Coronas.
That's why you didn't
out of the playoffs.
That's all right. You got on the first team ballot off ice Hall of Fame that year, though, bud. You're good.
Boys, let's dive into these divisions. And I want to start out east. I think this division, Broadway, let's start with you because you're our East Coast guy. I think this division is fucking insane. I think if fans get back in the building near the end of the year, I think the buildings, even with 25% fans, Philly, Pitt, Long Island Rangers, this division, I feel bad for the fucking our boy Eichel in Buffalo, I think. But Broadway, touch on the East Division. Give us your top 4 teams. Just what do you think overall?
This is going to come obvious. I mean, you guys are going to sit there, oh, your brother.
No.
But I actually think the Philadelphia Flyers are the best team in the East. I think
that's because your brother plays.
No, well, they're definitely
that helps. But everyone gives the Flyers they're like, oh, they didn't go out and get anybody, but they got Nolan Patrick coming back if healthy. That's a number 2 overall pick. Yeah. Oscar Lindblom coming back as well. Those are guys that you don't need to go out in free agency. You have them right there, and I think you got Carter Hart, who's going to be the next up and coming goalie in this league. I've had him winning the Vezina. He has a big year. The Flyers have.
He's got a lot of confidence, huh, Broadway?
He sure does. You see that quote? He wants to be the best. Something about being the best player.
I like that.
What about these aging fucking veterans and Claude Giroux, Voracek? These guys.
Yeah.
What JVR? This guy can't fucking skate anymore.
How old is Giroux?
I don't know, but he's played a lot of hockey. It's a good question. Are you concerned, Broadway and Philly, with these veteran guys at all?
Well, I think the thing with the veteran players in Philly, I think with having Voracek and Giroux struggling a little bit in the bubble, I'm hoping that motivated them a lot this year to come back and prove a point. Because for the Flyers to be good, those 2 guys need to be at the top of their game. But then, I mean, the East is just loaded. And then you go on to Boston as a team, I think, is always deadly. I mean, losing Torrey Krug, there's lots of rumors that that's a lot of offense is going to hurt a lot of guys like Pasternak, specifically on the power play. But, this kid Grizzlick needs to step up. If he has a big year, the Bruins will be good again. And then cons, I do like your New York Islanders. I thought they weren't going to be that good, but they got Barry Trotz. They still have a very steady lineup. They got Barzell, Anders Lee, and then that 4th line is a line that I think is unbelievable. And you need this kid Pulock to have a big year. And my 4th team I got sneaking in is Washington. Washington Capitals are going to be in there. They're deep. They got that young prospect goalie. Losing Lundqvist, that stinks, but hey, see what happens.
Washington's tough to sleep on, man.
Yeah.
You still got the Beast. The Beast can, if he, I don't know, man. I have a weird feeling he's going to have a year.
Okay, I'll go up you, then we'll get into your East Division. I got Washington winning the division, Islanders 2nd, Boston Bruins 3rd, and in the state of Pennsylvania, I got fucking Philly making it. I got Sid the Kid on the outside looking. And I think for the first time, I know, I can't believe I'm going against Sid. No disrespect. I know you're just not listening, but no disrespect. I just think it's finally going to catch up to Pittsburgh with their depth. I don't think they have enough depth up front. I think the 56 games, it's going to be too much to lean on Sid and Malkin all, the whole 56. Who knows if they both stay healthy. I got Pittsburgh on the outside looking in up, dog. What do you think on that? You think I might have a chance on that? How do you like Pitt? You think their window's maybe closed?
I like all you guys. What Jimmy said, especially those 4 teams are getting in. But Pittsburgh, let's just talk about him. Like Sidney Crosby, he's older, but he still has something to prove. His greatness is still gonna
tough to bet
come
against
out.
him.
And if Malkin and Sid stay together this year and Letang stays healthy and they get good goaltending, you cannot count out Pittsburgh for the way their leadership is, the history in their dressing room of winning, the disappointment last year. They're going to come back and give one of these teams a run. But there's no question that this East Division is by far the toughest division to get in the playoffs. Only 4 teams out of this, so you're either taking out the Rangers.
The Rangers are going to be better.
Or the Islanders.
They're
They're
all
a
right
sleeper
there.
team.
I just
They're all
wrote,
right
I
there.
just
They're all
wrote
right
that
there.
down, Uppy. The Rangers are fucking better.
They're really good.
Now, because we're talking about it, the disappointment this year, I don't even know if the Devils are going to win. Like
The Devils are going to
5
be the worst
games,
team in the
10
fucking league.
games.
The Devils are going to.
Our boy
Suck
Eichel.
it.
Cousins, the GM there, boys. Hey, back off.
I mean,
Listen,
I don't
I know
care
that
who
he's-
back
I don't
off.
care. Hey, Frosty's the fucking trainer there. We love Frosty. I don't give a fuck. The Jersey Devils are in one.
And the Buffalo
Corey
Sabres,
Crawford,
like
that was nuts.
I have Jack Eichel fucking pushing for the scoring title this year.
Wow.
I do. I
think
think
him
he's
and
going to be
Taylor
a
Hall-
one-man army.
What about Taylor Hall? You think?
Taylor Hall might have a disappointing year, but Jack Eichel is going to carry that whole team.
I have a question for I asked this question to Cooley. Does Taylor Hall finish the year a Buffalo Sabre?
Yes, he does.
I say he doesn't.
Yeah.
Broadway, does Taylor Hall finish the year a Buffalo Sabre?
I say no because I don't see them making the playoffs, so they're going to trade him because depending upon the year, if he's having a big year, they obviously know he's going to just go test free agency again.
And
So
Uppy,
it depends on where they are.
I
say
think they're
no.
going to push. The Sabres are
they
going to
could.
push.
They very well could. And
but they'll probably die off eventually, but they'll push.
Yeah, listen, a lot of people think that, Uppy. A lot of people think that, and I just think the East Division is ridiculous. That doesn't help them. Listen, I think Taylor Hall's a nice enough guy. I don't think he makes people better around him. I don't
Is
know.
this because he said that stuff
Well,
about
he said
you,
I'm a
Lupo?
fucking cancer in the room or something. No, I don't know what he said. But anyways, I just think I love Ike.
When's the trade deadline?
That's a good question.
April 1st.
Fucking April
So
Fool's Day.
by April 1st, how many games would there be left? So 56 games. 20 games left? 15 maybe?
Yeah.
Yep.
There's going to be teams like the Devils will be out of it within the first 15,
The Devils
20
are out of it
games.
now.
But
They're out of it now.
the Sabres are going to hold on. And that's going to be a tough decision to make. Buffalo is hungry for a playoff berth, so they're not going to get rid of just guys.
I would
think-
like to
I
say
think-
I'd like to say one thing about Pittsburgh and stop me if I'm wrong. Am I wrong? Is Malkin one of those guys who like plays when he wants to play? Does he take time off? If Malkin shows up to play, if Malkin and Sid are on the same page and Malkin is Malkin and Crosby is Crosby and Letang is Letang, I wouldn't write them off altogether. You have to, and I can't believe I'm saying this, even the Rangers. I think we just have to see what happens because the Rangers are good and Pittsburgh still has Sidney Crosby, man. Sid the Kid.
Listen,
You know?
the division. I can't believe I'm betting against Sid. It may come back to Crosby. I will tell you the one thing about Malkin throughout my career. We were with the Avalanche. We were having a great year. We go in the first period. We're winning 2-0 after the first period. We're like fucking in the room. We're like, this is great, boys. We're going to come in here and beat these fucking guys. It's going to be a statement game for us. We come out for the second. My buddy Disco Dan Baalsma, I just cut out the corner of my eye. He's saying something to Malkin. After the game, I asked him what he said. He didn't tell me. But whatever he fucking said to him, he came out and literally, I think Crosby was hurt. He literally took this game over. They beat us 5-2. Like he just, once he
Right.
turned it on,
Right.
it didn't matter who you had. Atlantis cog on him. It
seems
didn't
like that.
fucking matter.
It seems like he takes time off or he gets moody and doesn't play, but when he's in, he's in.
He's always played his best hockey when Sid's been out too,
Yeah.
which is weird.
Yes,
but,
and
but I
great
think they're
point.
both they're at a crossroads, boys, and they're older, and there's a taste in their mouth of being like, okay, you get 3 cups, 4 you fuck. If you get 4, you're absolutely statement made, right? I don't know.
No,
Fuck
you're
how
fuck
many
with
guys
3.
get into
You're
the
fuck
4
with 3,
fuck.
but for
I
4,
mean,
you're definitely fucked.
Yeah, absolutely.
The
So
passion
listen,
in your face right now has got me fired up.
I'm serious though. With
you're
these
right,
guys,
Spud.
keep them healthy. You just can't bet against them.
That's a lot of hockey.
Everyone who
everybody.
knows
A lot of
Evgeny
hockey.
Malkin too and has stories about that guy say he's unbelievable. So
And maybe with a short season,
I don't think that helps
going.
them for some reason, Cons. I don't know why. I think they're gonna, because of their depth up front, their third and fourth line. I think Sid and Malkin are going to have to play so much just to get in the dance.
It's
I don't
going to
know.
be interesting to see what the long layoff does to guys like Crosby, Getzlaff, and some of these older Hall of Famers. We'll see.
I had Daly on NHL Network. I guess Getsy's flying. Getsy feels good. Getsy had a new workout regimen, I guess, that he told fucking Daly Wacker about. So if we ever get him back, I'll have to ask him. What was it? Bailey's and
He's
coffee?
on the rubber bands.
Bailey's and coffee and 18 holes of golf?
He's on the rubber bands. He's off the weights.
Uppy, what's your top 4 in the East before we move on? Who you got making the playoffs in the East?
I touched on them. I think the same as Jimmy, but Flyers, Bruins, and then I think the Islanders.
So we got the same in Philly.
But yes, I said Flyers, right off the
Yeah,
top.
so you got Washington,
But
Islanders,
listen.
Boston, and Philly.
Yes, and then Pitt is right there.
So we all got the same on that, boys. We'll see. That's
I got the Islanders, Boston, Washington, Philly, and Pittsburgh right on the bubble.
See, it's going to be fucking great to watch. Cons, you're in for a great division,
We're writing
bro.
these down, right? I got 'em.
Cons, as a fucking Islanders fan, to watch, you're going to be every game. You're going to like this season a lot, buddy.
Yeah, and also too, the thing about the 50. Listen, obviously, as a fan, you love back to backs. I don't have to go out there and do anything.
Yeah,
I just got to
fuck.
roll over and change the channel, right? I mean, but there's going to be a lot. It's going to be fast and furious, and
Yeah,
like every
it's-
game. I mean, the animosity that already exists, but that will build up between the Islanders and Rangers over eight games is going to be epic.
Yeah, and I hope there's some fans near the end into the playoffs because it'll be fucking unbelievable. Updog, the old Central Division here this year. Who do you got? I'm going to go on a limb and say this is probably the weakest division.
This is the blender division.
Blender
They just
division.
threw a
Every
bunch
big
of teams
player's
in there
hurt.
and just
Yeah.
said, fuck, these guys are battling it out. in the
the
Central.
Blender Division.
Who's in the blender division?
I got it right here. Stand by.
Lightning, Hurricanes, Predators, Jackets, Blackhawks, Stars, Wings, and the Florida Panthers. So I mean,
Florida could be
it's
better.
the division from all over.
Yeah. Who you got, Uppy, making that playoffs? Give us who you got.
Lightning to come out of there by a demanding whatever lead.
Good call.
And then I got the Nashville Predators.
Whoa. Brad Richardson.
I have the Columbus Blue Jackets and the Carolina Hurricanes.
Wow. Okay. Nashville. Look at
Highly
you.
left off this list is the Dallas Stars, who made it to the Stanley Cup Finals. But it's just
Why is that, Uppy?
You got 'em on the outside looking in?
the start of this season. They got COVID. They made it to the finals last year. Sagan had hip surgery. They're getting older. Bitter taste in their mouth, but I just don't know if they're going to get there. They got our boy Godobin's going to be probably playing in net for him again.
I'm not going home.
He is.
Listen,
Bishop's hurt.
Bishop's hurt still. That's
Shocker.
going to affect them. I'm
Shocker.
sure
That guy's always
Godobi
fucking-
went home with that new deal this year and just absolutely got pinned in Russia.
I guarantee Dober got pinned. I saw him doing some Russian podcast over there in fucking the mother Russia. I don't know what the fuck that guy was doing, but he's a beauty. Uppy, listen, you're not the only guy saying that about the Stars, Broadway. There's a lot of people in the hockey world that are saying Dallas is older. They went to the finals. Can you see this, Broadway? You got any reason for concern in Big D besides COVID and the Ice Girls distracting the boys?
I mean, I like Dallas. I have Dallas in the playoffs with my team. They got that young kid Hent who's supposed to fill in for Sagan, and then I
Rope.
think Jamie Benn, how pissed he was at the end of the season. A motivated Jamie Benn is a dangerous player.
I like him.
I like Tampa. I think everybody loves Tampa. I mean, having no Kucherov is going to hurt, but they're just so loaded up front.
Stammer's buzzing, I guess. Stammer's buzzing.
back. Like they're just loaded. And
No
then,
hangover though. No Stanley Cup.
So
hangover?
listen, that Blake
I don't think
Coleman
so.
kid came on and told me they're fucking just as hungry. It's because they got to enjoy the cup. The thing in Tampa was great. Obviously, we saw them buzzing around in the harbor and fucking jet skis, but they didn't get their day with the cup. They didn't get to bring
you
it
go
back to
home and
fucking
you're just
Fort
sitting around.
McMurray, to fucking Dorchester, wherever. But you know what I mean? Like they didn't get
God's country.
They didn't get to do it. So, Cons, that was my question. I asked him, are they just as hungry and is Stammer flying? He said yes to both. So it'll be interesting to see. I got Tampa, Carolina, Dallas, Columbus. I mean, it's just that's kind of a boring division in general. But Tampa,
Nashville.
The other, I got Florida as my fourth team in
Boy,
there.
Richie.
Florida, I got them sneaking in.
You got Florida. Florida's going to be better. Why do you think that, Broadway? Great point.
I just think that, I mean, I got to figure out how injured the goalie is right now. They said it's undisclosed, but he needs to have a bounce back year. And then I think the all-stars in Yandel, Barkov, and Huberdeau, and they added Hornquist and Duclair, and then having Joel Quenneville as your coach. He's a great coach. He's a winner. I think he's going to get those guys ready to go.
Yeah, I'm pulling for Florida. Shout out to my boy Mackenzie Weegar. I met Weegsy when I was playing
in
in
the
San
top tier.
Antonio. Just signed a nice 3-year ticket. So Weegsy, he listens to the pod. He wants to come on. You're not coming here, but whatever you do, you're buying me fucking dinner, kid, because I took care of you in San
Showed
Antonio
him
all
the
the time,
ropes.
you fucker. But congratulations to him. I think Florida Hazy could scare some people. Updog, I hope Nashville's good. Our boy Richardson's there. I hope they're good. I think they missed their window, no? Or I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Nashville, who knows with them? They could get her going.
When did they fire Labby?
Last year.
So fuck, it's a new page. It's time. I say new page. David Poyle's been there for fucking 27 years, but it's time Nashville, makes another statement. Pekka's still a goalie that can fucking carry their team. Roman Yossi's coming off a fucking career year.
Yeah.
Added pieces.
Yeah.
They just picked up.
Goaltending, they got that Russian goalie that played in the World Juniors. Is he coming over hazy or is he still in the KHL? I can't say his name. The left-handed Tendy.
I think he's still in the KHL. I think their two goalies are
Pekka.
Rene and then what's the kid's last name? I think he's a Finnish kid as well.
Sazos or something?
Yes.
Yeah, he's good.
Salazar,
Little fucker. He's good.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
I mean, listen, fuck, they were in the Stanley Cup Finals, 4 years ago? They could bounce back, but let's move out west, boys. I'll start off here. This division,
This is a fun one.
this is a fun one. I got fucking Ryan O'Reilly, new captain of St. Louis Blues, winning the division. Colorado is an absolute fucking unbelievable squad. I can't wait to watch them play. And then up, dog, I got Vegas, and my last team where we may differ here, and I'm not a fan of the way they play. I used to like playing in their building, but is Minnesota. I think Minnie gets in.
Ooh,
Yeah,
Billy Guerin. Billy Guerin put
Billy
a playoff
Guerin.
team together.
St. Louis, Colorado, Mini, Vegas, up, dog. What do you think in that West Division?
I got the Avalanche. This is just I love the top three teams here to make it to the
Yeah.
finals. I really do. The Avalanche, Golden Knights, Blues. Big, strong, veteran teams, good goaltending. Avalanche, that might be an issue. Maybe.
I know.
But they are fucking elite, and they got knocked off last year in not good fashion. They are going to be ready to rock. And then I put the Anaheim Ducks in here.
The Ducks.
My boy Shaddy.
hockey.
They're a
Fuck, we got-
sleeper team
listen,
for me.
We got a couple guys on the pod this year that really got our listeners going. Got a lot of love from them. Ryan Getzlaf, Kevin Shattenkirk, make a statement. Bring the fucking playoffs to Anaheim. Let's be at Big Canyon fucking teeing it up watching the boys in the playoffs.
I
But,
would love nothing more than that. I hope you're right.
Those are my four.
I hope so. Ducks, come on. Get the boys. Shaddy, get the boys going. Broadway, what do you got out west?
I got those same three: the Colorado, St. Louis, Vegas, and then my fourth team is I got Arizona in there.
Okay.
I think they're a team that
Really?
had that deadly PK last year. I mean, if they get both their goalies to stay healthy, they had two solid goalies last year, and Antti Ranta and who's the other kid, the starter there.
Oh, fuck. He got traded from L.A. He's
Yeah.
Kemper.
Kemper,
Oh,
yeah.
toss me Cannadips there, would you, buddy?
And I think that Connor Garland is ready to take a huge step with Taylor Hall leaving. I think he's going to go up in that top line and try to produce and become an elite player in this league.
Okay, let's go. Let's a little audible here for the boys. Let's go who's going to be shit. Okay, I'm going to go Buffalo shit, Jersey shit, Arizona shit, LA shit,
Ooh.
San Jose shit. And last but not least, I think Winnipeg's not going to be very. Who's going to be awful? Who do you think is going to be awful, Broadway? Out of any division, who's going to be awful?
The awful team is Detroit. I think Detroit's going to be brutal.
They are awful.
I had confidence in Buffalo, but I don't know. They just always scare me here.
But they're not going to be
sometimes.
awful.
Chicago's
I don't
going to
think they're
be.
gonna be awful.
I love Bill
I think
Brookbank, but Chicago might be in one.
that's a team you just took out of my mouth right there. Chicago Blackhawks, I think, are going to struggle this year. I don't know how long they're going to have no Taves. That organization went from being a dynasty to down the gutter real
Ever
quick.
since they
Well,
traded
that's what
you, Broadway.
happens, though. But that's what happens. I mean, come on, man. 3 cups, eventually you have to rebuild, which is the same thing about the Red Wings. Like, cry me a river for the Red Wings. They made the playoffs 20 years in a row.
I don't feel bad for the Red Wings
It's
at
time
all.
to rebuild. It's time for other teams to be good. You know?
My boy
So-
Cramper's a Red Wings fan, and I love Stevie Y, but I enjoyed the Red Wings being how bad they were last year.
I just hate to see, like we said, regardless, Sid's going to compete. I hate to see a guy as good as Patrick Kane. I mean, Patrick Kane's just one of my favorite players ever. And
Yeah,
just
mine
to
too.
watch him, I hate to see him waste away his last few years. Obviously, you want to see him retire a Blackhawk, but maybe, I don't know, is there a world where maybe they get rid of him at the deadline and ship him to a contender for how long? How old is he? Broadway,
that,
what do you
Taves?
think about Patrick Kane? What's the
Kaner.
deal with him?
Patrick Kane, he's 32 years old, but I think the world of him. He's one of the top 10 players in the league, but I don't think you get rid of him because I think he's going to be a Blackhawk, and I think they're a couple pieces away. They still have those older guys. They got some young guys in the system, but if they can go out and find an elite goalie, who knows? That changes your whole dynamic right there.
Right. Like, what can they do? Can they put something together this year? I mean, are they definitely not even in the, I don't know. Are they not even in the discussion?
Fuck, I love Sheldon Brookbank. He's a coach there. I think Taves being out hurt some. I thought they made some strides last year. I mean, they played pretty good in the return to play, right? They beat out the Oilers, I believe. Uppy's pick.
Yep.
Uppy, who's going to be the worst team? Who's the worst two teams? Jersey?
Ottawa Senators.
Senators.
Terrible.
Oh,
wow.
Really?
Senators.
They got that kid, don't they?
Stutzel.
And he's gonna be sick.
He's nasty.
He's one of my leaders for the Calder, if we want to touch on that. But
We're gonna
anyway,
get to
last
that.
place teams, Senators, Wings,
San
Devils.
Jose. San Jose is going to be shit too, I think.
San Jose looks brutal.
Devils. Okay, a little audible there for the boys. Way to fucking make a play under pressure, boys. I threw a little curveball at you. Last but not least, the North Division, boys. This is a division. I don't know, man. I mean, on paper, Toronto looks like the best team. You got McDavid. This is a division that I don't think there's going to be a whole lot of defense played. I mean, that's why I think there's going to be some fucking track meets. If the ice is good in fucking Canada, it's going to be going north-south. Up, dog, what do you think of the North Division? Who's your four teams? I think it's wide open up there.
It is. You're going to take the Maple Leafs just because of their history. They got good goaltending. If Freddie Anderson can play the way he's played the last few years, he's had some ups and downs, but elite goaltending will keep the Toronto Maple Leafs running away with this division. I think the Vancouver Canucks, led by our boy Greener, with some younger players getting a year experience, whether that's Hughes on the back end, Pettersson, Bo Horvat last year in the playoffs was a beast.
Playoff Bo.
Call it what he is. He's a great leader, and he's bringing that team together. And then the Edmonton Oilers are getting in, boys. And I would love to see Montreal. Or let me change that.
Wow.
I had them both written down. Jakob Markstrom to the Flames.
So
we'll get the Flames in the playoffs.
So who do you got?
I got the Flames in at the fourth. So I got the Leafs.
Said 18
I got the
different
Leafs.
teams, bro.
I said fuck off. I said the Leafs, Canucks, Oilers, and the Calgary fucking Flames.
I have a
nice.
question for the Canadian fellas.
Sure.
So because of the fact that it's going to be so tight, does it change the dynamic? Right? I feel like maybe it opens it up a little bit more. And who knows? Maybe it is Montreal. I don't know. I think because it's the Canadian diehards, I don't know. I think it's going to put a little pep in everybody's step.
I mean, it's
right.
Yeah, and I said that if there could be some fans up north of the border here in the second half of the season, these games, Toronto, Montreal, Calgary,
Right.
Edmonton,
They're all good.
They're all going to be battling to get in the playoffs. It could be fucking epic, but
War.
Broadway, who you got in the North Division making your top four, fella?
I got Toronto, Edmonton, Calgary, and then I got Montreal. I like Montreal. They added that Josh Anderson. And
I
they
love
added
that guy.
And
shooter.
Tyler Toffoli.
And Tyler Tuck Foley. Tyler Tuck Foley, not Toffoli. Tyler
You
Tuck
better get
Foley
back to
when he's
Tyler
shooting the
Tuck
biscuit.
Foley.
Well, he got a nice ticket there, didn't he? 4 years or something like that. Foley got, yeah.
4 years,
Yeah.
25 bananas, not a bad
Yeah,
thing.
that's he's a good kid. Let's see if the
good
old
kid.
foot
He's a great
speed
kid.
keeps up though up
Yeah,
there in
yeah.
the North Division. He's gonna be fucking huffing and puffing up there maybe because I think it's gonna be a track meet most nights up there.
That's why Connor McDavid's going to have 1,000,000 points.
So is Matthews though, but I'm not gonna argue McDavid's gonna have him. I know McDavid could get 100 points. In
But
56
yeah,
games.
that's what I'm saying. McDavid, every time Draisaitl scores a goal, McDavid is going to be on that sheet.
Okay, well this is gonna rally you boys. Then my top four are ready.
Vancouver.
Toronto, Calgary, Vancouver, Montreal.
Yeah, that's mine too.
So you got the Edmonton Oilers out of the playoffs?
I think McDavid's going to put on a clinic, but I think those four make it. That's just my.
I got the Oil on the outside looking in. Up, dog.
If Connor McDavid doesn't make the playoffs this year, Edmonton will light up on fire. They will. I don't care. They will.
Okay, listen.
They have to. They got Draisaitl.
Is there D better? Is there D better?
No, but if it's going to be a track meet, then fucking let's go. It'll be 10 fucking goals.
Shootout. A
Is there
shootout.
goaltending good?
Okay. So you say
I don't know.
who makes them instead? Montreal.
I got
Instead of
Montreal
Edmonton?
instead of Edmonton.
Fuck, I'd bet
But-
you right now that does not happen. But I don't know.
Hey, listen, we're trying to start a business with each other. Let's not start betting against each other here. Right?
We're always partners on
The
the
Missin
course.
Curfew's already in the negative. You want to fucking put it even more?
Watch what Connor McDavid does this
I don't
year.
want to see where I'm from burn down with the Oilers not fucking doing anything this year.
Watch what Connor McDavid does this year.
You've already had
We'll see.
fires and floods up
Tyson
there.
Berry
Fuck.
too. Their power play is going to be nasty.
Yeah.
Nasty,
Thanks.
but who are they going to keep the puck out of the fucking net? Is all I'm saying.
Well, they'll fill the other net. So that's
Boys,
all they
listen.
need.
Vancouver's not a lock to get, and I just think
No,
I'm
no.
a big fan of Travis Green, and I think Schmidt on the back end was a huge pickup. Hamonic, they just got. They haven't signed him yet, but
He's
they look.
sensitive.
But I mean, that shores up their back end. Their depth up front, their goaltending, Holtby and Thatcher Demko. Who knows? It's up, dog. I think it's a wide open division. I think Uppy, I wanted to tell you this. You said I think Ottawa's going to be better than people think. They're not going to make the playoffs, but they're going to be better.
Added a bunch of veterans.
Yeah, and the Stutzel kid's amazing, but it's hard for me to say Edmonton's not going to make it. But I don't got them in Ups.
Yeah, they still got to live in Ottawa.
I know. Well,
It's tough January, February, March up there.
Yeah, that's my only
They're all up
Canadian
there.
hockey experience is Ottawa, and I'm still traumatized.
Hey, listen, these poor guys too. Like I saw the Oilers last year. We were in Scottsdale for the Super Bowl, me and Loops and PJ, and we were at Bottle Blonde or whatever, and the Oilers were
What a
there.
bar.
The whole squad was there, and you could just see how excited these guys were to be in the sun for once. They had the shorts on. They were all pale. No one had a fucking tan, and they don't get that this year. Ups, they're stuck up in the motherland for the whole. Get the fucking toques on. It's something to think about, right? Because you know how it is. You never played in Canada, but when you go down to Phoenix to Florida, that breaks up your year where you get to enjoy the sun a little bit and kind of get out of Canada and just relax.
Those trips were circled like the rookie parties were.
Yeah, exactly. And actually, you bring me up to the rookie party, boys. Well, what's going to go on with the rookie party this year? Do you just parlay it to next year? Do they not have it?
You punt it.
If you're a veteran Uppy, what are you doing with the rookie party this year?
You're negotiating with the coach to see if there's a chance to do something cool. I don't know what that is. Whether it's the team gets a chance in Florida to rent a boat and go out and have a little commotion on the ocean together or whatever.
But only a handful of teams get to go there.
Well, that's the other point.
It's tough.
It's going to be tricky.
So
it was always tricky negotiating with coaches and GMs to get this, trip because you plan it and then all of a sudden you lose a few games and they blame it on, us not thinking about those games and worried about the rookie party and then they fucking say it's going to be later and they're pissed off. And anyway,
My guess is the
gonna be
coach is
tough.
going to go, guys, give me a break. With the
Don't
rookie
even
party.
worry about the fucking
Give me a
rookie
break
party.
This
about
is
the
also-
fucking rookie party. We have no fans. You want to have a rookie party? Where you going?
Yeah,
there's
We'll do a Zoom.
56 games in 102 days. Sorry to cut you guys off.
That's okay.
So there's 2 fucking days.
There's nowhere to do it.
There's that you have back to back, and then the rest are day off game, day off game, day
Oh,
off
is
game.
that what it? I didn't know.
So that's you answer my question. Then I think you just parlay it into next year. You say, boys, save your money up because next year the rookie party, we're gonna ding you double, Broadway. We're gonna ding you double because it's gonna be your second year in the National League. So fuck, we're gonna go 2 rookie parties next year.
Well, that's what I was going to
Two
say.
rookie
Maybe you
parties.
double up on it.
Especially if any of those rookies are hitting their bonuses.
Fucking right. So imagine having 2 rookie parties in 1 year. That's what I would do. I'd say,
That'd be
boys, it's
heaven. I would
canceled.
love that shit.
Next year, 2
So
rookie
speaking of rookie parties, who's going to be the best rookie this year? That's a good topic because there's a lot of good young players and there's a lot of fucking.
I'm gonna say Stutzel in Ottawa is going to win the Calder Trophy. I know
Over
Lafreniere.
yeah,
Listen, I love that kid's game. I only watched him play in the World Juniors last year. I'm not the Stutzel kid, Stutzel. Fuck, he plays with piss and vinegar up, dog. His skills through the roof. I think in Ottawa he's going to play a ton of minutes. Lafreniere is the favorite, but I'm going with the German kid to win the Calder.
It's a good pick. My pick, Bowen Byram. If he can fucking step up and get a chance to
Calder,
show
yeah.
to get a chance to show he can play with McCarr, who I have as the leading candidate for the fucking Norris this year.
Okay.
I think that those 2 guys are going to help Colorado's fucking rocket ship, into the playoffs.
Yeah.
So he's my sleeper, but that Schnetzel's going to be fucking Wiener Schnetzel.
Stutzel.
Wiener Schnetzel.
Stutzel. Broadway, who you got for the Calder?
I think that the kid, like you guys just mentioned, that Stutzel he's got to be the favorite to win. But a name that everyone should be looking out for is that rookie goalie for the Rangers, that Igor Shesterkin. I'm going to butcher his last name. But for him to have a big year, that would push. He has a big year that pushes the Rangers into the playoffs and being a young kid getting that team into the playoffs. I think that'll put him up as a front runner for the Calder as well.
Let's go rapid fire here for the rest. The Hart, I got McKinnon. Who you got up, dog, for the Hart?
McKinnon.
Broadway?
McKinnon.
Connor McDavid.
Love it. For the fucking Norris Trophy for my Vancouver Canucks fans, we're all Canucks. I got Quinn Hughes winning the Norris Trophy.
Wow.
Who you got up?
Cale McCarr.
Wow, he's so sick. Broadway?
Victor Hedman again.
Victor Hedman again.
Yeah, Victor Hedman's so sick. And by the way, they did the top 5 players in the world, in the league right now, and Victor Hedman was not on the fucking list. I think he's a top 5.
Of course he is. He might be top. He's a defenseman. Like, you need a defenseman. He might be top 2, right?
Yeah, like he plays half the game.
Insane.
He's fucking 6'7". Anyways, the Rocket Richard up, dog. Who you got for the Rocket?
The Rocket Richard. I got Austin Matthews.
I got Austin Matthews. Broadway?
Austin Matthews.
Alexander Ovechkin.
Oh, I love it. You're going with the old veteran. Ovi on the half wall.
Should we do a sleeper just a second because of all of us?
What do you mean? Yeah.
Like a sleeper?
Sure.
I would pick for goals, right?
Yeah, for
fucking
goals.
Goals. Who's got the hardest fucking slap?
I'm going to say Patrick Laine as a sleeper, just to cut you off there. Sorry. I'm going to go with
You're going to Patrick Laine.
Patrick Laine as a sleeper for the Rocket Richard.
I'm going to go.
That's who I think.
Here, I got my list right here. I'm going to go fucking
I mean,
Pasternak.
Draisaitl. Yeah, that's a good one,
Pasternak.
too.
He's hurt, though, Uppy. He's going to miss some games.
He's only going to miss a month, though.
He's only going to miss a month. That's hard to catch up, though, but that's a good pickups. Broadway, who you got for a sleeper?
I'm going with my boy Cam Atkinson in Columbus.
For the Rocket Richard?
Yeah, he's
Obi
scoring
almost
goals,
fell
man.
out of his
He's good.
chair.
He scored 40. He scored 40 one year.
Okay. I just
Is he a BU guy? Or are you just stroking him off
BC
over
guy.
there?
Yeah, you caught
I'm
me off.
stroking him off.
You caught
I'm
me off
stroking him
guard.
off, but hey, who knows? He's going to have a big year.
Draisaitl's my sleeper.
He's good. I mean, him and McDavid, they're going to light
They're
it
going
up.
to put on a clinic.
56 game season, tons of playoffs. If you were going to the old website or Vegas Caesar money line or whatever up, dog, who are you taking to hoist the Stanley Cup at the end of the season?
The St. Louis Blues.
Love it.
I mentioned Colorado earlier, but fuck, I'm not going against my Blues. I think they got way better this year. Their power play is going to be vibing. If Jordan Binnington can get back to his kicking ways, which I watched their blue-white game yesterday, he is on fire.
Yeah.
And heads up, boys.
Panger said he looks good, and I guess they've asked him. I asked this question about the small sample size that of when he came in to win the Stanley Cup, and then last year the return to play didn't play very good. And his answer was about last year. Well, what about the 30 wins I had before COVID? Right? He was like 30-13 or something. So Panger says Binnington looks good. The Blues are humming. Factor's feeling pretty good. That's a good pick. Broadway, who you got?
I'm going to have to go with Gritty and the Philadelphia Flyers.
Wow, he's taking the fly. That Hayes
Look at
brothership.
taking
That's I love that. You're still they're good.
I think they're legit. They got all the pieces, and they got guys coming back, like I mentioned earlier. They're a team to be reckoned with.
Captain Collins, you got?
I'm going to go the Islanders and the Colorado Avalanche. The Avalanche beat the Islanders in the Stanley Cup Finals.
Wow. Okay, I'm going to piggyback you. I got Gabriel Landeskog, Nathan McKinnon, Rantanen and the boys, Kyle McCarr winning the Stanley Cup.
It's their year.
It's their year. But listen, shout out to the St. Louis Blues. In my heart, I'm pulling for them. Ryan O'Reilly with the C.
Yeah,
I
your
think,
idol's on that team.
yeah,
you
the
can't
fact
root
that
against the idol.
I mean, listen, fact Daddy, I love you out there, buddy. But listen, boys, it's the start of the season. We've had a great offseason. Thank you to all our guests that came on through the offseason, current, past players. To the boys out there, stay healthy that are still playing. We're pulling for you. And next week, boys, we'll talk about some real hockey and put some people on the fucking milk carton, up, dog?
It's exciting. I can't wait, boys.
Dying to put somebody on the
On the fucking milk carton. All right, boys, thank you. Till next week.
Good stuff.
See you, boys.